but maybe I did it wrong.
I think it's doing it now. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
There we go. I think so. Is anybody else seeing it?
Yeah, webinar is now streaming live on Facebook.
Awesome.
Dun, dun, dun. It's amazing.
Awesome. Yay. Okay, cool. Hello, Facebook. Hello, all of our friends and family and industry folk. We're excited to hang out with you this Sunday night for a live theatrical reading of a Seussified Pride and Prejudice. You may or may not be familiar with the story, but after our performance, you will definitely be familiar with our fun interpretation of the story. So we're gonna go around and have everyone say their name and what parts they're reading. Everyone's taking on multiple roles, and then we'll get started. So Beth, do you want to go first?
Well, I'm actually an exception. I'm Beth Stewart, and I have one role. I am narrator too. Thank you. It's equivalent to a tree, I think.
No,
Oh, not at all.
Lillian.
Hi, I am Mrs. Bennett and Georgiana.
Very cool. And Lynn.
Hi, I'm Lynn Norris, and I am narrator 1 and Mary.
Awesome. Sarah without an H.
Hi, I'm Sarah Matsui Colby, and I am Jane Bennett, servant, Mrs. Gardner, voice number 5 and voice number 13.
Sarah Kramer.
Hi, my name is Sarah Kramer. I am playing Elizabeth Bennett and Kitty Bennett and a couple voices at the prance dance.
Victor Clark.
Hey, I'm Victor Clark, and I am playing Mr. Darcy and Sneeze Polish.
Jeremy.
I'm playing dude number 1, dude number 2. No, I'm playing, my name's Jeremy, and I'm playing Mr. Bennett, Mr. Bingley, the gardener, and one of the female France dance people, and Nose Pick'em.
Awesome. And the last, but absolutely not least, Marianne.
Hi, I'm Marianne. I got a bunch of people. I am Charlotte Lucas, Caroline Bingley, Lydia Bennett, and last but not least, Lady Katie DeBurgey.
Awesome. So we are going to take this away. So again, this is a Seussified Pride and Prejudice written by Peter Blodell. I hope that I said his name correctly because he might be watching this. And we'll take a little break kind of in the middle and tell you about a fun organization that we love and support that was started by a guy named Ryan Seacrest or whatever. You may have heard of them or whatever. I don't know, whatever. But until then, we're going to do our thing. And narrator 1, Lynn, is going to kick us off. So whenever you're ready.
Greetings to everyone.
Hey, hi, hello.
You've made the right choice.
Have we got a show? I just can't wait.
This is such a great option.
This play's fantastic.
And it's by Jane Austen.
You want a story that's classic.
Sublime.
And one of the romanticest of all time.
For modern romance stories, this is the genesis.
Of course, we're both talking about
Pride and Prejudice. In writing this novel of manners,
her masterpiece,
Jane Austen must have burned 5 billion calories.
Using no muscles.
Except for her brain head.
She wrote the best romance ever created.
But we were just thinking some thoughts that we thunk.
The story alone is a total slam dunk.
But maybe there's just enough hoity
and toity
that we could cut out just to make it more tidy.
As a matter of fact, we can do that one better.
We'll fix the hard words.
Shucks, we'll fix the hard letters.
We'll pick up the pace.
Make it bounce.
Make it rhyme.
We doubt that Jane Austen would possibly mind.
We'll trim the plot up with our Dr. Seuss pruner.
People will say,
why was this not done sooner? That's right. Since we're making this story more sprucey, would it be much worse just a teensy more Seussy?
Jane Austen and Seuss were both brilliant.
Admit it, but if Dr. Seuss wrote it,
more folks will get it. But we won't allow that.
We never would let it.
We'll make sure Jane Austen gets most of the credit. All of the credit.
Here's Mr. Bennet.
Middle class born. He lives in the quaint little village of Foghorn.
Back in the day, he was once a heartthrob, but as fate would have it, he married a nut job.
Dear Mr. Bennet, there's news I must mention. A rich man just purchased old Featherfield Mansion.
The one with the field of feathers? Go on.
He's single, he's rich, good-looking and strong.
Good looking?
Of course.
Do you know that he's strong?
A zillion cash bucks in the bank can't be wrong.
Ah, it's the cash bucks. That's why you adore this.
Riches will always make ugly men gorgeous. His name is Billy Bob Bingley, I hear, and he makes a zillion cash bucks every year. Now, Mr. Bennet, go knock on his door. You must make him like you. Go.
What on earth for?
There is a truth universal to life.
Our single rich men are in want of a wife.
We've got 5 daughters, so we've got 5 chances. He just needs to see them displayed at some dances. Oh, girls! Look at this bevy of unsurpassed beauties. What rich man could possibly resist all these cuties?
Lizzie and Jane might entice one to wed, but the rest of our girls are complete knuckleheads.
How cruel, Mr. Bennet! You're always perplexing me. You hate my nerves and find humor in vexing me.
Nonsense, my dear. Your nerves are my pals. For 20 years, they filled my poor ear canals.
Today, I got word from a drifter named Lance that new Mr. Bingley just loves a good dance.
Enough of that, Lydia. My nerves are sparking. My neurons are burning. My biscuits are barking. Don't mention that name.
Bingley?
Thanks to your father, you won't be his spouse. I don't want to hear that name mentioned in this house.
Well, that's a bummer, 'cause he's a nice guy. I already went to his house to say hi. He knows who we are, and he's ready to party. He'll be at the Ding-a-Ling Prince Dance on Friday.
Now let's jump ahead.
We'll go fast-forwarding.
The Ding-a-Ling Prance Dance is up in full swing. Everyone came to it from far and near.
But everyone stopped when young Bingley appeared.
Ooh.
He must have drunk some dance cola caffeine, 'cause he was a ding-a-ling prance dance machine.
Lizzie and Jane, look who's coming to grace us. Why, it's Mr. Bingley. Now, smile with your faces.
Hello, ladies.
Oh, Mr. Bingley, while we are here talking, let me introduce you to 2 of my offspring. This is Elizabeth. She is quite witty. And this one is Jane. As you see, she's more pretty.
Pretty, I'll say. Oh, hunka hubba hubba. This one's one foxy babe, sizzling hot mama.
Oh, you are too kind, sir, but I'll act demure. I follow the steps in this demure brochure. It guarantees if I act more demurring, then I'll become 80% more alluring. I follow these steps every day without shirking, to be unassuming and bashful.
It's working.
Keep it up, Jane. I'm your mother who knows. I think he's ready.
For what?
To propose.
Bingley and Jane were the talk to begin with.
But soon all that switched to the man Bing came in with. He was a tall, rich, and handsome young man.
And in the right light, had a smoking suntan.
He didn't know the fuss he was creating.
And soon all the rumors began circulating.
He is so handsome. He's friends with young Bingley.
Look how he walks with his nose up.
So kingly.
He's worth more cash bucks than Bingley, I hear.
Way more. He's worth 20 zillion a year.
Who is the girl he's with?
That's Bingley's sister.
What's his name?
Well, I heard that it's Mr.
Darcy.
That Darcy, he was a bomb.
At first he was, anyway. Then things went wrong.
The pride he showed first, that was nice to behold, festered and grew.
And it got pretty old.
Why won't he dance with us?
What's with the clique?
Just stands and scowls with that lame Bingley chick.
Do you think he's handsome?
Not now.
It's a toss-up.
I think we should huddle and stare and then gossip.
I've watched you, Darcy, and made a deduction. You've got a getting acquainted malfunction. Talk to some people and dance with a girl.
All of the girls in this room make me hurl.
Lots of these girls are extremely attractive.
Your latest dance partner
Is radioactive.
She is the pretty one, I'll grant you her.
She blows my socks off. Oh, and she's demure. But look at her sister. She's crazy hot too.
She's okay, but I've had better views.
Well, certainly she is well-groomed and hygienic.
But I'd have to dance with somebody more scenic.
Charlotte, now listen to my news. I mean it. That man Darcy there said I was not scenic.
Well, I think you're scenic.
Oh, thank you.
No prob. But look at your sister there with Billy Bob.
I think Bingley likes her.
If she can endure him, she'll need to act more than demure to secure him. She needs to show more affection and fast.
Are you suggesting she step on the gas?
It's best not to know what a gentleman's like until he has promised to make you his wife.
Charlotte, I love you. You're my favorite nerd. But that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Would you really do that? You'd certainly wait.
I don't know. I've never been on a date. Mr. Darcy?
Yes, Caroline?
I'm feeling clairvoyant. I'm reading your mind. We share a bond. I know just what you think. You think that all of the people here stink.
I wasn't thinking about all these weirdos.
What then?
Elizabeth Bennet's fine earlobes. They're cute and they wiggle like pom-pom puff trees. The ones that I grow at my house, tenderly.
I have nice earlobes. Aren't mine quite as inspiring?
I've never noticed yours. Thanks for inquiring.
Well, by now it's clear.
Just as clear as you please.
We're telling this story in
Jane Austenese.
If you thought it was Seussy, you got the wrong notion.
And that's why you need this new wrong notion lotion.
Just slather this ointment all over your back.
In seconds, wrong notions will be back on track.
So the following day in old Foghorn Town, the family gave Mr. Bennet the rundown.
Oh, Mr. Bennet, the dance was so fun.
We danced every dance, Papa.
And I danced none.
That Bingley loves dancing.
Yes, he must be tired.
You should have seen how our Jane was admired. Bingley was Jane's steady dance partner man. Everything's going according to plan. But there's this man, Mr. B, who snubbed Lizzie, even though she is our second most pretty.
Well, at least Bingley's a dashing go-getter. While you were out, Jane got this letter.
It's from the Bingleys.
It is? Give me that. Jane, you're invited to their habitat. Today at Featherfield Mansion for dinner. I've got an idea, and this one's a winner. Here is my strategy. We will send Jane out to the Bingleys in this pouring rain. With any luck, when she gets there, she'll sneeze. She'll probably come down with rain-walking disease. That will force Bingley to keep her there longer, causing his fondness for her to grow stronger.
So, all of it happened like Mrs. B said.
Jane got to Bingley's and went straight to bed.
She had a fever and spots on her tongue.
She had a bad cough.
Nearly hacked up a lung.
Lizzie rushed over to be by Jane's side.
Way to go, dear. Our poor Jane nearly died.
No one dies from rain-walking disease. She'll have more time to be charming at Bingley's.
She can't be charming. She's flowing with mucus. This is a bad plan.
Oh, quiet, you doofus.
Meanwhile, back at Featherfield Mansion, the Bingleys and Darcy are posing in fashion.
Poor Jane is sick.
And now Eliza's here too. What are we running here, a petting zoo? She was all muddy, her hair was all shifty.
It shows a regard for her sisters. That's nifty.
And what of her earlobes, dear Darcy opine? This must have affected how you think they're fine.
No, no, indeed, their fineness was emphasized. Their wiggling was heightened by vigorous exercise.
Ah, Miss Bennet, your presence here pleases. Is your sister tripping with fewer diseases?
She's slowly improving. Thanks for the question. She's doing a headstand to drain her congestion.
Mr. Darcy, I must know who you're writing.
I'm writing my sister, Georgiana.
Exciting! What an accomplished young girl she's becoming. I've noticed she's getting proficient at humming. Tell me, Miss Bennet, are you a good hummer?
I've never been told that I am.
What a bummer.
I find that women who hum are accomplished. So many can't do it.
Well, I'm less astonished.
It takes someone special to turn Darcy's head. Someone with beauty, like mine, who's well read. I can read books.
Great.
I just read 100. I read them this morning, in case you had wondered. I bet you think your earlobes are fantastic.
What?
Look at these babies. My lobes are gymnastic. They can do push-ups. They can even jump rope. I bet your earlobes can't do that stuff.
Nope.
Gentlemen who run in high-fashion crowds are looking for earlobes that are well endowed. You need to face it or step on the brakes. Do you think your earlobes have got what it takes?
I've never thought about it.
Well, you should. Or I also sing and dance, and I draw good. Plus, I can play 92 types of dances. I learned from a teacher with endless finances.
Miss Bennet, this music, are you moved perchance? Do you feel compelled to join me in a dance?
You wouldn't dance with me at the prance dance. I wasn't scenic enough for your glance. Therefore, I won't dance with you, since you asked.
Darcy, it looks like she got the last laugh.
What the? You're laughing at Darcy, Miss Bennet? That's quite impossible. Sheesh! Don't you get it?
Why can't I laugh?
He's a man without fault.
Is he indeed?
Well, he makes a great malt.
Ah, Mr. Bingley, what a swell place! We raced here. We all had a Featherfield race.
I didn't race. I only run rarely. It's bad for the bowels and gives me the...
Mary!
The truth, Mr. Bingley, it must be revealed. When are you planning a ball here at Featherfield?
Bingley perked up.
Oh, a ball would be great.
His sister and Darcy began to deflate.
That's not a word that Jane Austen would use.
That sounds a bit more like old Dr. Seuss. But let us be clear.
And once more, let us say,
This is a Jane Austen play.
all the way. Not Dr. Seuss.
No, now don't even think that.
That's why we're wearing these cockama pink hats. So Jane went back home after she was all better, but their dear papa had an intriguing letter.
Daughters and wife, gather round. I have details. As you must know by now, you are our females. That simply means that when I am dead, you will be on the streets begging for bread, unless you make nice to my nearest male heir. He's coming for a visit today, so beware. I guess he's my cousin, and he's in the clergy. He serves under the Lady Katie de Burgh.
Oh, my poor nerves.
What a drag!
Oh, stop bawling.
I present to you all Mr. Sneeze Prolins.
Welcome to Foghorn, sir. Come, be our guest.
Foghorn is much nicer than I would have guessed. Your ladies have left on my heart dear impressions. Their charms astound me unto the high heavens. They are like stars, oh, those heavenly masses, big burning heat balls of exploding gases. They're all hypnotized by my words as I say these. I have great skill in impressing the ladies.
You dabble in compliments? Do you rehearse them?
I confess, I write them down, then disperse them. The compliments I write are always quite pleasing.
You've pleased them again.
Yuck, it's a sneezing.
The charms of your daughters might quickly allure one. Might I inquire about the demure one?
Oh, Jane is admired wherever she goes. She is our oldest and almost betrothed. My other daughters are not so entangled.
Well then, let's see, which one should I wrangle?
Later that day, all brightly arrayed, the regiment marched through the town on parade.
The Bennet girls all went to town just to see it, but when they got there, they just couldn't believe it.
That grand parade had just only one soldier.
Good-looking.
Confident.
He had the smolder.
He set the hearts of those young girls ablaze.
Wherever I am the parade. I swagger and sashay in my regimentals, 'cause I know that will drive all the girls mental.
What's your name, soldier?
Why, how could I trick 'em? First name is Nose, last name is Pick'em.
Mr. Nose Pickham gave Lizzie the look, and though she is sensible, she soon was hooked.
Thus then young Bingley and Darcy arrived.
Dear Mr. Bingley.
Well, what a surprise.
Jane and Bingley talked all lovey and dovey.
But Darcy locked eyes and just glared at somebody.
He glared at Nose Pickham, and Nose glared right back.
It was a mutual glare-back attack.
Do you know that guy?
Mr. Darcy?
Yes, him.
As much as I wish to, I find him quite grim.
He's greatly admired in society. If only his friends knew what he did to me.
What?
As children, we two were the closest of buddies. We played hide-and-seek in the shampoo show shrubberies. His dad was my godfather, bestest of men. He raised me with Darcy and loved without end. I see that you're shocked.
Well, you have my attention. This certainly adds a humongous dimension.
Indeed. Here, try wearing these truth-seeing glasses. They help you decide what is bunk and what passes. Old Mr. Darcy had great plans, you see. I was to run his shampoo factory. Nothing could please me more than that profession, but when he died, those plans fell into the discretion of Darcy the Younger, the one you've known now. He cut me off to make my way alone.
What a monster! How could that man do it?
One day he'll find out, and he'll come to rue it. It's true, I'm poor, but I've great cause for cheer. My misadventures have wound me up here. Talking to you, I'd say I'm the big winner. He's the one missing out.
Blast that rich sinner.
Elizabeth told Jane of Darcy's disgrace, and Jane showed her sister her giant, shocked face.
What if Nose Pickham is lying, my dear?
He gave me these glasses.
He must be sincere.
Fast forward now to the Featherfield Ball, the party that Bingley threw to top them all.
Every last person we've met was invited. The girls said it best.
Oh, we're just so excited. Where's Nose Pickham? Is he here today?
Liz wanted to dance with him in the worst way.
But Nose was a no-show.
No, what? Has he fallen?
Not missing a beat was her cousin.
Sneeze Pollens.
Dear cousin, I've picked you from all of your sisters as one who fills me up with joy like a blister. I'm ready to pop as I reach my capacity.
That's enough, sir.
I meant no audacity. Won't you grant me the next dance, pretty Lizzie?
I'd like to say no, but I guess I'm not busy.
Elizabeth gave
that short dance to Sneeze Pollens, but it wasn't long before Darcy came calling.
May I have the next one, Miss B, if you please?
You're Mr. Darcy. Sir, my name is Sneeze. I serve as director, though I am unworthy, to your auntie, the Lady Katie de Bourgey.
How nice, Mr. Sneeze.
Oh, Sneeze Pollens.
Okay. I asked her to dance.
Oopsie, I'll slink away.
Lizzie tried hard to say words that mean no, but all that came out was...
Sure, okay, let's go.
The two of them danced, and the silence was deafening.
When most people dance, they speak. Darcy say something, anything. You can comment on the dance, for example. The three-footed double-turn foxtrot swing trample.
You like small talk, then?
Well, it's better than nothing. unless it's about giant fish monkeys grunting.
There was another pause.
It seemed like days, but then Darcy asked,
So, do you like parades?
Why, yes, I do. I confess that I dig 'em. At the last one, I met Mr. Nosepickum.
Ah, Mr. Nose is an old pro at acquainting, but he's not so hot at best friendship maintaining.
As I understand it, sir, neither are you. Something about his career in shampoo?
It's puzzled, because Darcy looked hurt.
But then Mrs. Bennet here let out a blurt. It was a loud one.
The whole place could hear it.
Even Elizabeth cringed in her spirit.
Mr. Bennet, look at our Jane there. She nearly has Bingley completely love-snared. We won't need to worry about money again. When Jane marries Bing, we'll hop on the rich train.
Mrs. B's scene wasn't over by half. She just did a quick jig and let out a big laugh.
As she clicked her heels and gave her hands a clap, and ended by doing a victory lap.
In the wake of the Featherfield Mansion Ball dance, Sneeze-Pollins found Lizzie.
Yaha, here's my chance.
He slithered up next to her and tapped her shoulder.
Lizzie's heart sank and got 12 degrees colder.
Now, that might sound Seussy,
But it's not, of course.
as we ride away on this honk-jingle horse.
My dearest Miss Bennet, my foxy young cousin, you are the winner of Sneeze-Pollen's lovin'. You will be blessed to be wife of the clergy, in service to the Lady Katie de Burgh. When your father dies, I will own his estate. Marry me and I won't kick you out.
Great.
Our love will fly high like a gas-trailing comet.
Stop.
Why? What's wrong?
I'm suppressing my vomit. Please, Mr. Pollins, I won't marry you.
Aha! You're doing what all ladies do. They refuse first. I've read this in books. You're nervous because of my manly good looks. There's no need to be coy, my dear girl. I'll stoop to your level.
I'm going to hurl.
What? You're refusing?
Oh, not the mucus.
Well, fine. I'll go marry your friend, Charlotte Lucas.
Yes, you heard right. Charlotte L. married Sneeze.
But here comes young Jane,
Less demure.
downright teased.
This letter came, Lizzie, from Caroline Bingley. It's not very nice. She knows how to sting me. It says in this letter that Bingley has moved right back to London. Oh, I'm so confused.
I think he loves you, Jane.
No, I'm not sure. Why did he leave then? Was I too demure? I'm going to burn my demure brochure promptly. I need to find a new way that he'll want me. I'll go to London and be a hot mama. I'll ride my London trip hot mama llama.
Traveling too. She went to see Charlotte. She rode her canoe.
Charlotte, recall, was now nuptially altered. She married Sneeze-Pollins.
And that wasn't awkward.
Well, we welcome you, cousin, with wide open doors. Here is the house that so nearly was yours.
Hello, dear Lizzie, my friend.
That's my wife. As you can see, she's in love with her life.
My life's not hopeless, and my soul's not sinking, and I am not desperate, if that's what you're thinking. Don't get the notion I'm screaming inside since I became Sneeze-Pollen's bride.
There's no time to talk, ladies. Now hurry.
We're visiting the Lady Katie de Burgh.
Visum to the house of the great Lady Katie.
Her daughter was sickly and looked almost 80.
I see, Mr. Pollins. You have a young guest.
Yes, lady.
No talking, sir. I'll do the rest. I have a guest of my own coming shortly. My daughter Anne's fiancé, Mr. Darcy.
Lizzie's jaw fell towards the ground with a click.
Darcy's engaged to this homely sick chick?
Lizzie was shocked.
Her eardrums were drumming.
Darcy with Anne?
I did not see that coming.
So, later on, back at the Pollins abode, there was a knock at the door to decode.
Lizzie, I just heard some gossipy talking. It's true, because it's 85% shocking. There was a guy who'd said something to Lynn, who told it to Herbert, who mentioned something to Flynn.
What is it, Charlotte? What news did I miss?
I won't spread rumors. But listen to this. Darcy himself is the one who disparaged Bingley and Jane and their potential marriage. Darcy gives himself a pat on the back for talking Bing out of his Jane love attack. He convinced Bingley to move back to London, well out of the reach of your sister Jane's lovin'.
Oh, what a scoundrel to ruin Jane's fun.
It looks as though you have a visitor, hun.
This will not do. I have struggled in vain. Feelings I feel will soon make me insane. I love you, and that's why I'm spilling my guts. No, don't mind the mess. I'll clean it up. A marriage between us would take lots of guts. My family and friends will all think I'm nuts. It's clear that my brain must be full of baloney for marrying someone so far, far below me. End all my agony, end all my strife. Miss Bennet, I love you. Will you be my wife?
In cases like this, an I will would be fitting, but all I can say is, you've got to be kidding.
Before I ask from where your cold answer draws, let me indulge in a dramatic pause. Okay.
Pause over?
Yes, thank you.
Spectacular.
Now, to your answer. Please be more particular.
You couldn't propose in a way more insulting. It makes me ill. Look, I'm almost convulsing. Not only that, how could I be so lame as to marry the man who stole joy from my Jane? Can you deny that?
No, I don't wish to. I removed Bingley from Jane. Yes, it's true.
I think you use people poorly and trick 'em, just like you did when you nosed out Nose Pickham. A man who just wanted a shampoo profession has only his nose now as his sole possession. You've treated him badly. Don't think I don't know. And I know it's true because he told me so.
Ah, and so this is what you think of me. My faults by this measure are heavy indeed. I'll pick up my guts here and be on my way. I comprehend all your feelings. Good day.
Mr. Darcy hung his head like a puppy.
He cleaned up his guts first, though.
Yeah, they were yucky.
He went home and wrote young Miss Bennet a letter.
And here's where the story gets doubly more better.
Miss Bennet, I know you hold me in disdain, but there are some things I think I must explain. I couldn't tell that Jane loved Bingley at all. I watched her close at the Featherfield ball.
Jane loves Mr. Bing with the heat of a furnace. Darcy was duped by Jane's outward demureness.
Another thing at Featherfield that amazed me, your mom and your young sisters acted like crazies.
Oh, it's true. Even I was embarrassed. But that's not enough to scourge Jane, in all fairness.
What I learned from you is that Jane really loved him. Perhaps I was hasty in my parting of them.
But what of those matters concerning Nose Pickham?
But as for those matters concerning Nose Pickham...
Oh.
Nose is the son of my dad's delegate, the man who ran all of my father's estate. We were best friends and we grew up together. But when our dads died, Pickham changed like the weather. My father left Pickham in his will, it's true. A comfortable life overseeing shampoo. A shampoo profession is what most men dream of, but Pickham said no.
No!
And went to extremes of picking his nose.
Oh, no!
Most indiscreetly. That's how his nose got so big.
He picked deeply.
He didn't want the shampoo job and said,
Just give me 1 million cash bucks instead.
I did as he asked. I must have been crazy. He squandered the money so he could be lazy. He took advantage of friends and of women. He picked his nose and they picked his nose with him.
Ew!
Penniless, Pickham came back in the fall.
I would like that shampoo job after all.
I said no way, no way. In short, I refused. And in his revenge, Mr. Pickham seduced my sister, Georgiana, who's quite acquiescent. She's easily tricked because she's still adolescent. Her fortune of cash bucks was in his greed scope. To get to the money, he said,
Let's elope.
She told me Nose Pickham's plans for the elopement.
I didn't even know what an elope meant.
I stopped him, but now his big nose keeps on growing. It's due to all the picking. He's forsaken blowing. If he continues this way, it will doom him. His nasal appendage will grow and consume him. Miss Bennet, I hope you'll think me less stuck up. This letter is true. You can't make this stuff up.
Elizabeth pondered this brand new plot twister. all the way home, where she greeted her sister.
Jane had just returned from her London town trip.
Did you see Bingley?
Oh no, what a rip! I tried a bunch of times to see my mister, but all that would see me was this snooty sister.
Lizzie was pooped, and so on this occasion, her aunt and her uncle took her on vacation.
Ta-da!
Yay!
Yay!
These are the gardeners.
Kind as you please.
The kind of folks that make vacations a breeze. They took Elizabeth to see the sights, to view all the views and climb all the heights.
They saw some neat towns and they saw nice estates.
And they took their sweet time.
Who cares if we're late?
But there was one house.
Date with an accent.
Open to tourists.
Both owners were absent. The lane there was lined with tall pom-pom puff trees. This estate was, of course, called Tenderly.
Tenderly? Wait a sec. Darcy's house? Well, let's turn around. No, I can't go.
Come now, Elizabeth. It'll be fun.
But Darcy lives here.
Yes, but he's not home, hon.
Oh, look up there yonder. The house is in view.
Amidst the puff trees and shrubs of shampoo.
Oh, what a great house. Why, it's fit for a princess.
Over all this stuff, I might have been mistress.
Lizzie was starting to have second thoughts.
Who's the good guy? Is it Darcy or not?
Lizzie was seeing the sights in the garden.
When suddenly...
Miss Bennet.
Oh, my. I beg your pardon.
I was just,
The shock and the awe left Elizabeth dumb.
Started saying words that came out stupid.
I blarney ripped-pibbly pooped.
Darcy was equally shocked and said clammily,
will you, how is your family?
They are well.
Great.
Thanks for asking.
No prob. Okay, well...
Darcy felt like a knob.
At a loss for his words, Darcy tried to repeat.
And how is your family?
They are well.
Sweet.
Darcy bowed slightly, then galloped away.
Lizzie felt feelings and said,
I can't stay.
Darcy appeared with a new pretty female.
Who's the new chick? She looks cheaper than retail. He must have girls on the side. Oh, I'll snub him.
This is my sister, Miss Bennet.
Oh, I love him.
Georgiana, meet Elizabeth Bennet.
I like to hum.
Your hand, dear. Extend it.
Hello, Georgiana. Yes, I've heard you praised. Miss Bingley says your humming is all the rage.
I like to hum.
Yes, I'd like to hear it. Hum for me, dear. Go ahead and premiere it.
I pay for her lessons.
I like to hum.
But she only hums when she's chewing her gum.
I see. What humming gum is her flavor?
Pink pepper gum. It's what her teacher gave her.
I like to hum.
Mr. D, I came here with my relations. This is my uncle and aunt.
Salutations. Welcome to Tenderly.
I like to hum.
This is my sister.
And a little bit dumb.
Miss Bennet.
Ah! Sheesh, I did not expect that.
Would you like to join us for dinner to chat? Your aunt and your uncle are also invited.
Thank you.
Thank
We'd
you.
love
We'd
to.
We'd be delighted.
At dinner, they all filled their tummy tum-tummers.
And then they chewed some gum and became expert hummers.
The gardeners and Liz then went back to their inn, and Lizzie kept dreaming of what might have been.
I'm so confused, and I used to be smart. What's going on with my brain-body part?
The following day, there was mail for Lizzie.
It was from Jane.
Lizzie, we're in a tizzy. Lydia's been seduced. She ran off with him.
Ran off with whom?
She ran off with Nose Pickham.
Oh, terror! Oh, horror! That nose-picker tricked her. My youngest dumb sister is now a nose picker.
As you know, Lizzie, this deed taints us all. Respectable men will now likely not call.
We'll be forced into marrying dweebs.
Yes, just the thought of it gives me the heaves.
Wait, can you hear me?
No, I'm just reciting.
Reciting what?
This lame letter I'm writing.
Just as Elizabeth started her bawling,
She got a visitor. Darcy came calling.
Good morning, Miss Bennet. Whoa, wait a sec. What? You don't look well. Did you eat a bad nut?
They probably don't teach this in rich kid Boy Scouts.
But that is what it looks like when girls cry their eyes out.
Don't cry your eyes out, dear. Keep them in your head. Out is no good. Cry your eyes in instead.
Oh, Mr. Darcy, I just got a letter that makes me feel opposite of feeling better. My youngest sister, who's only 15, has fallen prey to the nose picker machine. He has seduced her, and she took the bait. Now they're in London.
That is bad.
No, wait! Where are you going?
This news is crummy.
You warned me about him.
Yes, Pickham's a dummy. I must go. I'm sure you don't want me here.
That's the last time I will see him, I fear.
So Lizzie went home with her aunt and her uncle. All of them rode on home-heading Garfunkels.
But Uncle Gardner went and joined in the search to look for his young niece, whose name was besmirched.
When Lizzie got home, her mom's nerves were amped up.
Lizzie, we're done for. We're ruined. I mean it. This is your father's fault. He should have seen it.
Where is Papa?
In London.
No, why?
To locate our sister?
And then he will die. Pickham will kill him and take all his money.
And then we'll be poor.
Yes, see? This is not funny.
Lydia's woes I feel deep in my breast.
Couldn't we please simply call it your chest?
I'm back from London.
Our daughter's not found yet?
No, but when she turns up, she is so grounded.
Pardon me, sir, but I have this here a letter. I think you'll find this letter makes you feel better. Mr. Gardner, it seems, found your young daughter somewhere in London.
What? How did you spot her? Wait a sec. How did you know this detail?
Because I'm psychic, and I read your mail.
What the? It's true. Your uncle found Pickham. He's living in London, and Lydia's with him.
Oh, yay, they're married.
Nope, they are not.
But...
It looks like he never intended that.
What?
But there is good news. They've stopped being evasive. They're going to get hitched because your uncle's persuasive.
They must come here to get married.
No way.
The sooner, the better.
In London?
Today. But here's the part that I just cannot get. It says here that Pickham is now out of debt. How will I ever pay back such a sum?
You think our uncle paid out?
To that bum?
Pickham's a fool, despite all his bad conduct. If he marries for less than 5 million cash bucks.
5 million cash bucks? You're kidding.
No way.
No way.
That's what I reckon your kind uncle paid.
So Pickham and Lydia got hitched in London and came back to Foghorn to flaunt it.
Those dum-dums.
Look at me now in my new marital status. I'm the best one now, Jane. I hope you're jealous.
Nose Pickham looked uncomfortable.
Go figure. And his nose was clearly a size or two bigger.
Elizabeth faked it and looked glad to meet him.
But she knew his giant nose would one day eat him.
My wedding dress, Mamma, was even more starchy. No one was there, though, except Mr. Darcy.
Mr. Darcy.
Oh, that's a secret. Whoops, did I say that? I was to keep that news under my hat.
Lydia, I know you're just a dingbat, but what was that Darcy news under your hat?
It's a big secret. I can't tell you, hon. But I'll tell you anyway. I'm pretty dumb. Darcy paid for the whole wedding. It's funny. And then he gave Pickham a whole lot of money.
He paid Pickham's debts?
Yep, I'm not sure I get it.
And then he gave our Uncle Gardner the credit.
He made our uncle take all of the credit.
So we won't know to whom we're truly indebted.
But that's a big secret.
Okay, that's worth noting.
I'm going to go back to my marriage gloating. I'm married, nanny, nanny, nana.
Then something happened that screamed for attention.
Ah! Bingley has moved back to Featherfield Mansion.
So you think she loves me?
I do. I was wrong.
I want to propose then.
Well, don't wait too long.
So Bingley danced all the way to Foghorn Town and knocked on the Bennets' door, still getting down.
Bennets were shocked.
It was quite the commotion.
Then Bingley knelt down.
And they all got his notion. Jane just sat still.
She could not move a muscle.
Then Bingley proposed.
And they both danced the hustle.
That's my girl, Jane. He sure swung at your pitch. You were born pretty to make us all rich.
They all had a dance.
It was quite funkadelic.
But then came a visit from a certain relic.
It was the old lady Katie de Burgh.
She was ticked off.
And she came to talk turkey.
Elizabeth Bennet, these are your relations, and they are beneath my exalted rich station. Just as you are, but I must have a word. I've heard a thing. Oh, a thing I have heard. I have heard a thing you must say isn't true. To the rest of your family must leave. Go on, shoo!
Welcome to Foghorn.
Don't trifle with me. You've bewitched my nephew, Mr. Darcy. You know all about it. You're part of the plan. But he is to marry my sweet daughter, Anne.
Are they engaged?
Well, no, he's obligated. It's all arranged. I mean, it's complicated. From birth, it was wished by his mother and me that he and Anne would join in matrimony. Now I've heard you are their one marriage stopper. Tell me the truth. Has he made you an offer?
Well, he did once, but I don't think that counts.
I can see right through your flirty girl flounce. Are you engaged? Has he taken your bait? Answer. Don't make me get ugly.
Too late.
You think this is ugly? Wait till I'm enraged. I'll wipe that smirk off your...
We're not engaged.
Oh. Well, that's better. I'm slightly less ticked. And will you say no if he says you're his pick?
Nope, I won't say that.
Girl, you spark my fury!
If he loves your daughter, then why should you worry?
That's a good point, I guess. Wait a sec, no! Your sister's elopement. Don't think I don't know. I know it all.
That's it.
Wait!
You're insulting. Not only that, your bad breath is revolting.
Very well, you are unmoved.
Like an oak.
I'm still vexed, but I will leave.
Okie doke.
The great lady Katie went walking away.
Not so fast. I've got some more stuff to say.
Oh.
I turn my nose up.
At me?
Yes, observe it. I don't wish you well.
Why?
'Cause you don't deserve it. You are a wild, headstrong girl. I denounce it. Okay, I'm leaving. Narrator, announce it.
So Lizzie stood up to the old bag.
She pegged it.
Ahem.
And old lady Katie made quite the grand exit.
Darcy showed up and said,
Let's take a walk.
Finally.
They were alone and could talk.
Sir, we're all healing from Lydia's blunder. Please, take my thanks for the kindness you showed her. I know your secret.
That's not a good habit.
It's Lydia's fault. She's dumb and she blabbed it.
If I was kind, and I was, let's admit it, it was for your sake. You get all the credit. You are too kind to toy with my emotions, and one word from you will explode my devotion. Just tell me if you feel the same as you did when I spilled my guts and you put on the skids.
Oh, this is so sudden. My, what to say? My feelings? Well...
Want to get married?
Okay. I found out lately you're not such a louse. You're actually kind, and you've got a sweet house. But Katie DeBurgey just yelled at me close. She wants you to marry your cousin.
That's gross.
Now, you might not believe this.
But we took a look.
There is no wedding for them in the book.
Only one sentence refers to the day.
That's no way to end a romantic play.
So we've got a wedding for more than just Darcy's.
We'll throw a wedding bash for everybody.
Men married women.
And women to men.
And if they were married,
they did it again.
Everyone was there to congratulate 'em, except for Nose Pickham.
His giant nose ate him. The nose fell in love and proposed to young Mary.
I won't marry you. You're a nose. That's too scary.
The nose took a cue, though, from Jane Austen's book.
Proposing again.
And Mary was hooked.
I do.
Aww. Now that's how you end a romance.
Nothing to it.
If Dr. Seuss wrote it.
Well, that's how he'd do it.
Not that he would.
No, neither would we.
This play is Dr. Seuss-less.
I agree.
Okay, you got us.
Well, you won't sugarcoat it.
This story is nothing how.
Jane Austen wrote it.
We Seussed it up good.
Yes, we did. It's like heaven.
We turned our Seuss-o-meter
up to 11.
We hope you're okay.
Hope you purists aren't marred.
But cut us some slack.
Doing this stuff is hard. We hope you enjoyed the show.
And its romances.
We know that you did because
you're smarty pantsies.
That was so great. Can I say that even though we're like supposed to be here for other people's enjoyment? Can I just say that was like really great?
That was fun.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Awesome. You know, I totally forgot this is one act. So now I will say, if you enjoyed watching this play, if you know anyone here, we would love to direct you to the Ryan Seacrest Foundation. Every time we do these talent showcases, we try to shed a little bit of light on the work that they do for hospitalized children all over the country in 10 different locations. And so if you've never checked out what they do, check out ryanseacrestfoundation.com. See if there's a hospital in your area and see if there's a way that you could serve, because they're doing great things. And so this cast is great. Like, we're doing great things too. If anyone wants to, like, we're hanging out here on Face Space. If anyone wants to ask any of the talent any questions, Lynn, you crack me up. Like, you're like,
thank you.
I don't know. Like,
that's a great cat. I don't know.
Whatever.
Mary is very special.
Oh, she sounds so hot.
She is quite.
So, did you guys look at the comments since we're hanging out here? Did you guys look at the comments? No. Like, you have some fans. Oh.
Elena thinks you had the cutest and most romantic sneeze.
I know.
Why, thank you.
Is that someone you know?
Well, let me get over to the Facebook.
He says,
yeah,
most romantic sneeze. That is so cute. Sorry. It's my voice. Sorry. It's weird to hear it coming from somewhere else. Yes, everyone got really positive feedback. Thanks again, everyone watching this on Facebook. This will live here forever and ever till you know, Facebook goes away. But we will save this video, and we'll everyone will, I'm sure, have a place that they share it on their personal social media. And so if you haven't noticed, oh wait, is that someone has the Facebook open? Is that what that was? If you haven't noticed, folks watching, all of our website addresses are underneath of our cast's beautiful faces. So if you want to learn more about these individuals just as rock star voice talent, or if you're like, oh my gosh, like where have you been my whole life? I need to hire you and pay you a zillion cash bucks to do whatever, then you know where to reach them. We'll make sure that in the comments of this video that we have everyone's website, so just so that it's easy to access. But talent, you are so talented. This has been such a blast. So I guess we'll get out of here. Y'all stay here. We will get ourselves. Oh look. Oh, Jeremy knows me. I'm Fam Bam. Oh, who is this? Who's this
That's
person?
gotta be Ileana.
Is that your cousin or something, or are y'all related?
Ileana's my stepdaughter.
Just kidding. Awesome. Even better. Even better. I knew that because I know your wife talks better. Okay, awesome. You guys, well, we're gonna X out of here, but don't y'all go anywhere. So bye. Social media.
Bye,
land.
social media.
Bye. Love you, mean it.